So let's start with this place. This is Little St. James. It's a 72-acre private island paradise in the Caribbean. But behind all the luxury and the palm trees, it was really the epicenter of a massive criminal enterprise, a place that the world would come to know simply as Epstein Island.
For years, some of the most powerful people on the planet visited this island. And the huge question that still hangs in the air is, what really happened there? And maybe more importantly, why is it that even years after Jeffrey Epstein's death, we're still trying to piece together the truth? Today, we're going to break down the story of the Epstein Files.
All right, so to really get how this was even possible, we have to start with the island itself. It was a place that was meticulously designed for two things: extreme luxury and absolute total secrecy.
You know, when you look at it, every single detail about this island just screams that it was built to hide something. I mean, sure, you have the private docks and the cinema, but then there's this weird temple-like structure, rumors of underground tunnels to move around unseen, and a blanket of CCTV cameras literally everywhere. You have to ask, was this all for security, or was it for blackmail?
So, who was the man who created this bizarre world of secrets? Well, the story of Jeffrey Epstein's rise to power is, believe it or not, almost as mysterious as his downfall. Back in the 1970s, he was just a math teacher. No, really, but he quickly figured out his true calling was on Wall Street, where he got the trust of billionaires like Leslie Wexner, you know, the guy who owned Victoria's Secret. By managing their massive fortunes, he ended up building his own. And that fortune let him build an absolute empire of luxury. We're talking about the largest private mansion in Manhattan, a sprawling 75,000-acre ranch out in New Mexico, a high-end apartment in Paris, and of course, that infamous private jet. It got nicknamed the Lolita Express, and he used it to fly his powerful friends all over the world.
But here's the thing. That empire wasn't just built on money. It was built on connections. Epstein spent years cultivating this insane network of the world's most powerful people. And that network, it became both his shield and his hunting ground.
And right at the very center of that network was Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, she wasn't just some accomplice. Prosecutors basically called her a mastermind, the architect of the entire trafficking ring. Her job was to use her high society status to find and groom vulnerable young girls for Epstein and his powerful circle.
And the reach of that circle is just staggering. Just to give you an idea, public flight logs show that former President Bill Clinton took at least 26 separate trips on Epstein's jet. This really highlights just how close Epstein was to people at the highest levels of power.
The fallout from all these connections reached all the way to the top. The British royal family was completely rocked when Prince Andrew was accused by one of Epstein's victims. In the end, he was forced to step back from all his royal duties and pay out a multi-million-dollar settlement to avoid going to trial. And this all boils down to one huge question that still hangs over this whole mess. Were all these powerful men just friends with Epstein? Or was he using their secrets to blackmail them, creating this tangled web of complicity that protected him for decades? For years, the system completely failed to deliver justice. And when the law finally did catch up with Epstein, what we got was a story of secret deals and just shocking leniency.
The road to any kind of accountability was so long. It all started back in 2005 with the incredible bravery of one survivor, Courtney Wild. But her case was almost immediately derailed by a secret plea deal in 2008. It took another decade, until 2019, for him to be arrested again, only for him to die before he could even face trial.
Let's be clear, that 2008 plea deal was an absolute joke. He was facing a potential life sentence with dozens of victims, but he got just 18 months. He only served 13 of those, and he was even given work release, which let him leave the jail for most of the day. It sent a pretty clear message. For the rich and powerful, a totally different set of rules can apply.
And here's where it gets even darker. Thanks to the incredible reporting from journalist Julie K. Brown, she revealed the most sinister part of this deal. The victims were never even told about it. It was designed not only to give Epstein a slap on the wrist, but to shield his powerful associates from facing any consequences at all.
Epstein's death in 2019 didn't end the story. Not even close. In fact, it just created a whole new set of questions and left behind a trail of secrets that we are still unraveling today. Okay, so his death was officially ruled a suicide, but the circumstances, they're almost too convenient to believe. The surveillance cameras outside his cell just so happened to malfunction. The 2 guards who were supposed to be on duty both fell asleep, and he had just been taken off suicide watch. It's no wonder so many people believe he didn't kill himself. He was silenced.
After he died, a compensation fund was finally set up for his victims. So far, over $121 million has been paid out from his estate to more than 150 survivors. It's a formal acknowledgement of the immense, lifelong harm he caused.
And this is where the story is right now. In a really rare moment of unity, U.S. political parties actually passed a law demanding transparency. The fact that this got so much support just shows you how toxic being associated with Epstein has become. A deadline is now set for December 2025, but there are still over 1 million pages of secrets under seal.
And that leaves all of us with one final, haunting question. With over 1 million pages of documents still locked away, who, what names, what crimes, what powerful people is still being protected by the secrets buried in those files? The full story, it seems, has yet to be told.